Hey, it's Chris Byer.
Chris Bowling,
Hey, CB.
how are
We're
you,
uh,
buddy?
we're just a little under a week to Christmas.
Woo, man, my
This
favorite time
year's
of the year.
flown by, so I know we'll be putting this up the Monday before Christmas. So I know we'll be excited for this weekend coming up to Christmas Eve. I think it's on a Friday, yeah, and Christmas on a Saturday. Kind of unique to have it on the weekend.
Right,
But
right.
wanted to talk to you today about some Christmas traditions. Let's
Oh my
let's take it
God.
back in the Wayback Machine to when Chris and Chris were little tiny kids. What do
Ooh,
you remember from a
man,
family tradition?
it was awesome. So we had a place up in northern Wisconsin, and our big family vacations were always wrapped around snowmobiling because
Okay,
that's what we did as a family. So
yeah,
every year when we were growing up, both my uncle and of course our family owned a cabin, but my mom's side, so both brothers, spouses, all my cousins, my grandma
yeah,
and grandpa, we would all go up during Christmas.
that's
We'd
awesome.
spend like 7 days snowmobiling. And one of my favorite photos is, I'm probably, gosh, maybe 6 or 7. And
Nice.
we have a picture of all the snowmobiles parked on the side of a trail. I want to say there were like 18 snowmobiles lined up.
Wow.
Of course,
That's a good group.
running all over the place.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was something I really enjoyed every year and miss it. That's for sure. How about
Oh,
you?
yeah. Absolutely. What awesome color is your snowmobile suit when you were 7 or 8 years old? I have to imagine that was a pretty
Oh
cool sight.
man, I can remember the one I had as an adult. I think it was kind of a jumper. It was one
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
big thing, and I want to say it was black and probably some gray and maybe some white. It definitely had Yamaha on it because we
Oh,
were
yeah.
a
Yeah.
Yamaha family.
Oh,
So
that's good. Yeah.
yes,
So,
and my sister wore a big white helmet, so I'd call her Fathead because it was just a big, ugly, white, dull, boring looking helmet. And
nothing cool. Oh,
yeah,
that's
so
awesome.
yeah, she was called Fathead for the rest of her life because of that stupid.
Just because of that. So, yes. Yes. Oh,
How
that's good.
about you?
Yeah. So I think back to all the times like cooking with my grandmas or cooking with my mom, but like my dad's mom used to make homemade fudge every year,
Oh,
and like that and her like sugar cookies, those two were just perfect. And I know my mom makes peanut brittle, still does. Like it's just those things like we would cook together. But we found my grandma Byers recipe cards now. It was at my aunt's place, but with her like little tiny handwriting on exactly how to make each
no
of those, the
way.
fudge and the sugar cookies. So that's something that I just, when we make it and we can taste that again, I mean that takes you back to childhood. But yeah,
100%.
we had my family. We had my dad's parents really close to us, my mom's parents across the country, so we didn't get as much time with them. But just going to each of those houses and how they decorated it and just the classicness of it, man. It's those were good memories growing up.
I love it. So, as an adult, that
Yes.
let's say recently or within the last 5 or 6 years, do you have a tradition now as you have a family and you're
Yeah.
trying to balance what your parents still want to do and what you and your wife
Yeah.
want to do?
Yeah, it's definitely harder once you have kids to try to get to all the different spots and do all of that. You're well past that now, but I think coming out of the pandemic, we've tried to identify, and we did a little bit of research on ancestry just to figure out what our heritage is officially, but trying to embrace some of that, some of our Swedish traditions, some of the Scottish traditions that are back in our family history. And I think that's what's been the most fun, is just putting some of those into
Yeah,
our own house. And when you're stuck at home, that in 2020, and that's all you have to do, you have to come up with something new because you couldn't go see people. So
yeah,
I think that's evolved. But it's unique coming into this season because we are going to get back together in person with people. So it'll be unique to see all of those things that paused for a couple of years back in play.
that's
So
awesome.
how
That's
about you, sir, coming out of the
So our
pandemic?
our big tradition was, once I got married, is Carrie's side. Her mom and dad would do a theme Christmas. So there would
Okay.
always be a theme. It'd
Nice.
be, of course, we used to always give, my brother-in-law a hard time because somehow 2 out of 3 themes every other year would be around Kurt.
Yes.
But 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 not only would we have a theme, we would have about an hour of games
Yes.
and like the word search and all the stuff that I'm horrible at. I mean, it was always a
I
joke
hear
that
you.
Chris would always be last in the game.
Yes.
Is that I could never win anything, but yeah. So I mean, it was always something that both, once again, it was not only Carrie and me and her mom and dad, but it was also Karen's brother, wife, and then all of Carrie's cousins. And
Yeah. That's a
what
big
was so
group
special
again.
about that is that literally Carrie's cousins kind of became her siblings through this,
Yeah.
which then
Yeah.
became my siblings. And what's great is that relationship has grown so well, is now we are inviting them down to the lake every summer. So
Yeah.
it's cousins, it's their kids, who are all small, and of course we don't have any small kids yet. But yeah, so now unfortunately we're trying to find a new tradition.
Yeah.
Carrie's father passed away in 2021 with COVID, prior to the vaccine coming out. So
Yeah.
we're struggling. We're trying to find what this new tradition looks like, and it's hard. I mean, once again, my father passed away, gosh, 23 years ago, and it was kind of
Yeah.
the same thing. It's just Christmas wasn't the same on my side. Once you
Yeah.
lose a parent, it's hard to find that new tradition,
Right. No, and I think that's it. And then establishing what you're going to do and how you want to do that, either with
Right.
kids after you've lost a family member, and then after kids are out of the house. I mean, it's transition. I think
It
it's
is. Yeah.
for sure. And as we've said from the business side, these last 3 years have felt totally different. Every year is its own thing, and it's like I feel like traditions have to be kind of restarted again as we're going into 2023. But I'm excited for it. It'll be a good week. We've got a lot of stuff on the calendar, and it'll be fun, man. It'll be a good Christmas.
Awesome. Amazing.
Well, yeah, good to see you. Thanks for sharing a little bit of that background. I think I want to see that picture of you in the snowmobile suit. So
I will.
See if we can pull that thing out somewhere. So.
I will search for. I know my mom has it somewhere, because
Awesome.
she'll post it on Facebook. From time.
Oh
to
yeah,
time.
we'll have to look
Try
for it.
find that picture, and maybe that could be one of the pictures of the week. That's for sure.
Awesome. That'd be all good. Well, Merry Christmas, CB.
Merry Christmas to you, CB.
Thanks.